into the atelier feeling, such as the temple of the temple, from the window people, which is opened a small quantity, time and without, dusk came sneak, pure white naked girls, in faded skin of shadow, such a dream of the way, into the gray twilight, looked whether we elaborate melted, look, some of these bad statues, only 3 body, as none compare to the others, there is a welkin image, I'm from the front again, I was aware of it, Akachi is a naked woman of the 3 men, was said while pointing at one person. Well, come to think of it, in 5 of the clumsy naked woman in the shade, so as to hide 3 people living woman, was crouched in each of the posts, dusk, so had to hide the details of the rough skin, of the 3 people, the living is such as whole body is, he was up to float vividly, twilight is produced, or would be mononoke, in this way and have seen, sculpture Nanti, I think really bad feeling soothin'. Even mine defunct, countryside father. How unusual sign was felt. The landlord was the muttered Rashiku Iri in a low voice. 3 people is, the looming thin gloom, remained silent, had stood, such as if, in 8 people in the sculptured group, is to further the bizarre Naru 3 body, looked as if it were increased. Oh, do not go, bega to what use. Suddenly, the landlord can make a loud cry, rushed to the side of the Akechi. But it was too late. Akechi is the around the waist of one of the nude, was kicking enough of hate. No wonder the father of the landlord got angry. The man also known on scene as, without any otherwise noted, we were kicking the products of 2,000 yen. And, we that important plaster image have gone missing. Your, I guess was also different in the gas bag got to do that violent. Saw, should be reimbursed. Sold thing has become a mess. There is no stiff 2,000 yen is also no over Vita sentence. My dad was a Monagora of Akechi just to tran, we are standing now. One of the naked woman, around the waist is lacking as much as 45 kun. He became a sorry figure. From the bottom of the chipped plaster, those pale black, such cloth like as, in like manner of nanzo or fish of the internal organs. It is eerily except, Akechi is squatting on its side. In Nanoshi no voice also unexpected entering the ear body of the father. Eager, but something like a cloth of the core of plaster had kenbei. Eventually, when the upstanding facing here, he is enough to had become a grim facial expression. In such a Yakuza statue, I wanted to know why it is worth a few thousand yen. To such a thing, if with an expensive buyer that cannot be considered in common sense. Its worth is gypsum rather than the image itself, and is in the goods that are hidden in the image. Is not that there is no outside the thing. By the way, the goods are hidden, as was said before. There is really a worthy gem in some cases, such as, also but there is no sentence of worth in the opposite. Unexpected must not touch the eyes of others. There is also the case of the goods of something very secret. Quote, ooh, then in this, you're right that contains what the heck. The meaning hairy words of Akechi. Landlord also slightly calmed the anger. Asked is you're else suspicious. You know if you look? Well, on your missing parts please see to base biopsy. Leave is said, father, as did the earlier Akechi, at your fingertips, and I think was futzing a pale black cloth scraps, wax, and shouting, had to be no. In the evening dark, his face, like a ghost, has used the color drained. Did you know? Why such a thing? Expensive buyers is that there is or was attached. You are? Strange merchant multiplied by the mask. The man who committed this horrible murder. Namely that the was Michi Hiko Okada did not notice. Izumi Satoshi was not somewhere. Edge, I what is? Then Okada-san, because it not you dead in yen yuan. Perhaps, pretending to have died. I was trying to deceive the eye of the authorities. Long as guilty of this is the mortal sin of, also did not must be wheeled to death. But it is not impossible, Watasha, to be of too much. What is somehow, Do not know the reason. Then, Okada, who was disguised as the dead that is, in the disguise, so you that this sculpture made of his own, came to buy. The landlord went to like shout was hoarse with fear voice. Not only considered when you do so, we have a variety of circumstances in unearth, and this is what is in to that strange smell, which was limpus after all. What it is a habit that you know perfectly, not see ask as I unexpected be had. This is a woman of the dead, and we are hidden carcasses of even 3 people. I lie, it's a lie. Nanbo anything, be such a fool. Indeed stubborn father is, to make the verge of crying out phase of frowning face. He shouted waving, do lie or truth, there is no reason to watch a try. I'm doing good if, when I think when, Akechi is again, a hard shoe soles by was kicking the second, third nude doll. Aodural key tentacles, thumping, in quick succession, sounding the heel of the shoe. Thin pieces of plaster were scattered in all directions. However, almost at the same time, a third of strange noises though, like the echo of the now plaster cracking sound, hit the people of the ear. Akechi is to have just kicked twice. Oddly enough, the sound only he sounded 3 times. In addition, as the third time of the sounds, it was hissen and fall apart wooden floor, rather than a piece of plaster, was the debris of sharp shiny glass, and the sound of cracking of the gypsum, for was almost simultaneous. For a while, it is not possible to understand the issues were part of the sound, but people felt a strange embarrassment. Eventually, Izukechi, Huang depending subjected to one of the windows so I looked out of the dusk. It was found a circumstance of the last things. Someone, but from the outside of the window, for it crowded throw a pebble, was of the hissen, was a piece of window glass was broken. Mischievous rat. I do not have specifications. Gathered children to the back of Hiropa. Landlord went Haradata-shiku. It's a quick guy. Another shadow, not even palm. There is also a form. Akechi is muttering, but came back from the window, aware suddenly those white that otate feet. Picked up it. It is a piece of paper wrapped around a pebble. Looking to expand. It is written something with a pencil. Meddlesome. Either unexpected sealed when saying anti-diarrheal. This is the second time, and it is the last warning. It occurs. Not tired woe also regret. Quote, it is a warning to Akechi from the example of the monster. Chikusho. Nari shout. Akechi is to open the window, but went out into the outside. After a while, came back in vain stand. It's very much wondered. Such the same way as when you finished the exploration of a little while ago Kai shop in Aoyama. Shows the expression of a kind strange puzzle. Muttered. In this case there is a double bottom. He is the eerie bottom. Is to feel like looking into the flyers did. And a week around the house. But was seen looking not bare. The guy who did the stone was not anywhere. Although the evening, not as unexpected see a still object. The hero of its outlook. Between the only 2:30 seconds. Will was able to leave. Why run away? Impossible. Impossible. It was also carried out to also. And this time it was a mystery. Not knowing the soup to solve even Akechi. I was too to uncover. Become me criminal irresistibly. I did you this kind of mischief. But, if I may so be, extend to be, is the man who will want to yari an extra by. Akechi weathered the thought of what? From the corner of the studio. Come pick up the hammer for sculpture. Suddenly, of wounded 3 people of naked woman. Face and Iwazoo, chest and Iwazoo, began beating, apart and scatter plaster. For each one hammer, go bared, naked woman of carrion. Thus, the spread was repetitive. The dusk of the atelier. Untimely hell landscape. Here in order to Hosojo. Is too miserably, it not outside left to the imagination of all readers. The author, however, in its sculptured group, the fact that the 3 persons of the young woman's body had been hidden. The carcasses were plaited the white cloth on one side, stop the fact that had been filled with plaster from above. To referred to as unexpected must be. Needless to say, immediately, this thing is host to the competent police and the Metropolitan Police Department, followed by police officers who, although became the Raichaku of one line of the court, it is the story of later. Akechi and Mitani, so had seen only one see already. The police of the people who were the first to come, says the particulars of things. Quit telling the address first and last names. Directly, to the disturbing field Willow House. I flew the car. This world is, somehow, and until now was like a different. He saw the terrible thing. Events of the last few days come in. Guys, I do not think only a long nightmare. Mitani, young man, in the running car, without even trying to hide the distorted facial expressions to fear and surprise, was to say to seek the salvation of Akechi, the dark side of the human world. We such bad karma of the lie is present in the laden. What dat fancy of the devil poet, in reality world of fear. And I also unexpected tired. I'm up to now, often those things that came to see. Just, anatomist is, as has been confronted constantly with the human body which is not known of the amateur. I am of the intestine of this world. Dirty, came been confronted fully the eerie. But that even I, such as today, terrible experience is the first time. All you seem like a nightmare. You do not wonder. Quote, Akechi has said in a tone that sank. A man named Okada, in what thinking, and Nani killing a woman of many, will placed hidden in plaster image. It is imagination cannot even mood. What mad? Or, probably the guy that murder in Raku who listened to talk UGA. Perhaps, would be so. However, it's also more different meaning think horribly this incident, on the back of appeared incidents, somehow unexpected might of the enigmatic, such as those, such as a shadow can be seen shimmering mind you. It does not grasp, no man or lips, then something dead plaster image. Strange things which is not visible to the eye. To be honest, how afraid the eye there is no. Then two men got in fell silent. Could talk a lot. Impression of two incident was Namonamishika. Soon the car arrived at the temple of Hadakiyanagi Tai. Shizuko as Shigeru boy familiar pulling the guarded by stalwart of the student who, in the secluded ken, in the body of a semi-invalid, Tatsuyan long, Mitani youth to think in force. The famous Kogoro Akechi when asked was going with I noticed a little original. In order to meet them, came out to the guest room. First Saito old man, also a servant who, in the inquiry a line of Mitani, was greeted out in front of the detective, because it was just time. Dinner is prepared, Akechi, in order to examine the premises, because I thought a considerable period of time need, and to be not hesitate to treat, to the empty home of enlightenment apartment. I was subjected to that effect telephone. Although to the telephone outlet came out Mr. Fumio. At that time, to the empty home, it had not yet happened anything of abnormal. Then, before you get to the seat of the dinner, once decided to put a look at the second floor of the study of example. The guide of Mitani and Saito old man. He went up to their state of the room. The person claiming to Edogawa were killed the other day, and at that time the corpse has lost its. There was no place that has changed any. At first sight, usually of the study and unlike that point, in one of the wall, but it is lined with old-fashioned Buddha statues of the number field. High ceilings respectable Western style. Large desk with sculptures, arranged hung on the wall. Why hair dismal oil painting. The overall feeling is, but somehow quaint and mysterious. Akechi is taught in Saito old man, close to the location where Edogawa had fallen, after Ken solid of the blood of Ronzanes, by suddenly raising the face, immediately eye before, and look at the strange Buddha. How that gosh in a long time I stared at it. Spread your feet, raise pretend hand. We are confronted, as also of the size of children. Strange Buddha, lined up next to his. made of dark metal, such as to reduce the Buddha, of about 3 feet seated figure. Akechi's had been staring in the direction of the seated figure. Strangely expressionless was a slippery face. You or did not notice. Finally to Akechi as an adolescent Mitani was saying back off the Saito old man. Its tone, for some reason, a person such as scaring the hearing, there was a feeling enigmatic mad. Wakashian, if it is not in the eyes of the Buddha somehow. Mr. Saito was asked by a strange face. Yes, I include. But this is the eye of Kanabutsu, looked like blink of an eye. Did you see your people as well? There is no, the Buddha is perhaps because you might blink. Saito said in a no-nonsense appearance, began to say to something like that joke. Why, really, do you have that such a ridiculous? Mitani is across the mouth, surprised. From previous, like such a good tell. Is there something superstition like missing husband, and are slow in this room at night? Well, we Cajun I say that there is to see the wilt thou blink. I in the habit of old people is such. I very much of the rare and believe that bleeding such superstition. My husband was a great devotion home. That's efficacious of Buddha. It was Cajun Arigataga. It is what is sometimes strange. In or I did not what I saw it on the outside of your husband. Akechi is asked, even such as servants of the people. Tomisaka, but appealed such a thing. An Ifarashi that which is not boring available to you in the hush and unexpected must stand rumors. Such as the monster mansion is because there is no preferably I. Then it was no also because of my mind. Akechi is, in this strange superstition, seems was run over by a badly interest, to by the side of the Buddha soon, but viewed base eager to test his ice. There was no place to discover separately. Even if thinking, it's not theory that Buddha of casting to blink. However, when the Akechi had crouched on the side of the Sota Buddha, suddenly the room went black. It has electric lights disappeared. At the same time, fearful of Joshing, it sounds the fall of man. Mr. Akechi, did you weather Nasu? Voice of Mitani's shrill sounds in the dark. The early light, do not have someone match? But it did not match the need. Just at that time, haunted like an electric lamp has brightened the package in the room. View in front of the Buddha. Akechi has fallen. Just, it's Edogawa had been killed location. Saito old man, from the association. Also Wakashi and Akechi that it would be met with the same ice. Was scaring. Mitani is by mosquitoes was caused embrace the amateur detective. Do not you hurt? No, okay. Akechi is in the manner dispel the hand of Mitani. But standing up was cheerfully. Complexion is a deep blue. I was what Nasu. I what has happened. Saito, old man, asking timid. No, I do not have anything. Never making any worry. Come on, let's go to there. Akechi is, without any explanation, left the room to stand before. Also other two people, because it was not willing to stay behind in such a spooky place. Was followed after the Akechi. Saito-san, please put over the key to the door. Upon exiting the hallway, Akechi went with a lower voice. Saito, old man, to leave but say the Akechi, to the study of the door, was locked from the outside. In other words, into the room, whether the unseen what things, is in the form yelling closed. The key for a while do not keep lend to me. Since Akechi say, the old man while passing the key, asked ish dubious. Integral, how did you Nasu? To me both but not at all no translation is. Mr. Mitani, are you also, that nothing did not see? Akechi is not the answer to the old man, he asked Mitani. Because our electric lamp is gone, there is no ought to look. I what has happened? Mitani also a suspicious face. The key to the mystery of this time of the incident, I think is in this room. Akechi is only leaked the meaning Harry words did not speak a lot. Before long, 3 people were attached to the table prepared in the downstairs. Master role as a Shizuko. Shigeru boy also was sitting beside her, nor otherwise talk in the diet. Everyone that talk about hate crime incidents, because we have to avoid one. However, the unexpected must divulge oysters against Akechi that was asked whether there has been a power failure while ago. Shizuko also servants we also, but it was answered, even once electric light did not disappear. In other words, the second floor of the study was dark and sachi, rather than a power failure. There is no difference in what someone twisted the switch of that room. When the meal is finished, back to everyone drawing room. In each coziness of looks good share, rest in the body, piecemeal. Had signed retrieve the conversation unexpected was Yin Li. Coming in the student to there. Mr. Akechi told that it is a telephone. Looking at what went out unnoticed, the figure of Akechi from the troop was gone. Weather went even to the washroom, but looked a little way for a while. There is no state to come back Iko. That person is, because it come with a key to the second floor of the den. Perhaps, or I am quite sure that I will not then was go up to the escorbate alone. Saito, the old man went noticed, so immediately, but did to see the student. Akechi was found that not even in there. That's strange. Rabbit also, the corner, to May viewed by connecting the phone to here. In the order of Mitani, drawing room of the desk phone is connected. Hello, Mr. Akechi is now a little, but I was going to somewhere, something steep misuses. High-pitched voice that children and Mitani is calling it, was the answer to it. But a thing of the office of Akechi, please call early teacher. Serious thing has happened. Oh, you are, what that child's? Mitani in the daytime, was seen in the civilized apartment. Remembered the pretty boy assistant Akechi. Yeah, is Kobayashi. Are you a Mitani-san? The boy the name of Mitani, had good sense. That's right. Akechi teacher know where to go was the one. Even if it sees looking. Appearances unexpected looks. But, very. It occurred everything is, quote, I'm over from now on work phone. Fumio Mr. I was kidnapped by someone. I think the guy that was surely Taurus daytime threatening letters. And say, Fumios? You also became the eye control, or are you an assistant teacher? Oh, from the direction there is no flying as bandits. Came to counterattack. Despicable to depriving lover. Tormented detective. It plans of trying to catch a hand from nature this incident. In you now, I'm where you are. Fumio Mr. I was kidnapped in the kind of wind. Mitani is bouncing a breath was called to the telephone outlet. I hear to there. It cannot be detailed talk on the phone. It is also because cannot see the figure of the teacher. Because it is concerned about. Kobayashi boy detective had hung up the phone to say so. Mitani is in Shizuko, told the circumstance of things to Saito old man. Was to be seen Rabbit also the corner, looking for Akechi, servant who is, by the division of labor, indoor, not Mosu, but also base Testa Garden. Oddly enough, the figure of Akechi is unexpected seen anywhere. It is not going to become back home, no way silently. Once again, it is the human loss incident. It referred to as the man of the carcasses that other day of the brook. Even now also a detective, had vanished in this mansion. Hadaki and Agi ties, but to feel like going turned into increasingly creepy monster mansion. Saito old man. Suddenly, I remembered that I give you the keys of the second floor of the study to Akechi. Earlier student as anyone but said that not. Akechi is possibly over the key to the door. It may be that examines the inside of the room. The old man up it to dim the second floor alone to see and ascertained. Was approached to the problem of the room. See and study of the door is leaking light in the open half. Oh yeah LL strange. When the key of the door is passed to make Akechi's in. It should not duplicate key to the outside. And viewed. Mr. Akechi after all. Unexpected perhaps in this room. I think so, but was seen entered the room. It is still empty as in the temple like a room that was Garanga's. Damari Koku was Buddha both is only that is eerily lined. Akechi is. All of the mystery of this time of the crime went to such that have been hidden in this room. Moreover, if you look at the door was open. He is once at a minimum. There is no difference in what went into this room. Then what was the one? He also follows the same path as the carcasses of Edogawa. Somewhere to do either than disappeared. The old man carefully, on which was traveling around looking for every nook and corner. Anywhere. Akechi, of course, sure melt that not even hidden the corpse. While cocking Kokubi, as far as the door to leave the room walk went. Then, just at that time, even if also, package and electric lamp has disappeared. Only light pale from the corridors in the light of the side of the door to the small quantity. Behind the old man, it is the dark, such as whale. Electric light is the switch. Immediately yokoed of the door, because there was in the field of view of the old man, that nobody touched a hand to it. But sure, in other words electric light is like a ghost. It was out of itself. Mr. Saito returned shaking involuntarily. In the darkness, against the enemy, not visible, was the attitude. Who are you in there? Who? Nobody, but was not supposed to have to Mikab as the old man was not stomach not see me now me. However, depending on the voice, the old man is like as was also a call to the devil. In the wide darkness, was a sign of light. When viewed watermark, in front of the window of the other side, smoke like a human figure was felt as having traversed a smooth stop. Who? The old man in rapid succession made a cry similar to scream. There is darkness in the darkness. The black of empty like a thing. But signs of coming slowly walked to hear. Indeed of Saito old man. Too much of the eerie. Close the door. When the defensive trying to escape. Suddenly, out of the darkness, came sounded cheerful laughter. At the same time, as was conspiracy, is in the room becomes bright. Appeared unexpected hand. It again twisted the switch. The identity of the monster that was illuminated in the light of Aka to electric lamp. Oh, are you? The old man cried, been taken aback. I was standing there, though looked as if a little while ago, was Kogoro Akechi, which did not show shadow. This is strange. You, on earth, he was Nasu, come anywhere in hiding. Saito, the old man, and staring, was asked to look down looking up at the Akechi. Anywhere, you do not have something hidden. I had from a little while ago, here. Akechi is smiling, answered. But, it is Kiwama to lie. How much the old man just because. It's not supposed to overlook one person. A little while ago student also. I came to this room to look for once. Windows are sealed all. Akechi is unexpected believed to have been hiding on the outside. Then, he was of course in the midst of the room. And being, where there will be such a hiding place. Or in the Buddha, so is not enough of breadth hide human beings. First, into the casting and wood carving of the Buddha. Why high is intended, to say, that there is no door also hidden on the floor also on the wall. When the corpse lost the case of the brook, because the police of people were investigated thoroughly, it has been found. No, I do not even. I'm sure your eyes, it was somehow. Akechi was out of the room to say casually. The old man, reluctantly, suspicious of Akechi's disappearance later remain that, told the circumstance that there was a phone call from Kobayashi boy. For Mr. Fumio is? Thief. Indeed of Akechi also, in this sudden Shangbout did not retract the smiling face. As you fly in down to the downstairs of the drawing room. And Anya looking for, unexpectedly, people who had gathered to there. Surprised by the appearance of unexpected Akechi, was showered a question from all sides. He answered, I cannot afford. Matani captures the youth, but rather from here to ask the state of the phone, to a place that is so. Kobayashi boy came rushed by taxi. People who had been long awaited, in the manner take a hand. He soon reckoned him to the guest room. Therefore, the story is a translation goes to the Fumio's kidnapping. On the other hand, for the horror that happened on the second floor of the study, even a little bit now, the mystery has not been solved, or a man named Edogawa is what's crept into that room in order. Who killed the one? Whether the corpse has gone. In addition, the blinking of a mysterious electric lamp, such as the emergence of the disappearance in his unexpected Akechi. Akechi is the secret, but how you have already obtained explore. Is he for some reason? We not try to talk a word about it? Unexpected, perhaps not the time to tell yet. In Study of the Secret, as it gently to put, a Sashizum Kokoro Gakari, about the whereabouts of the woman assistant of Kogoro Akechi. Unexpected must advance the story. Well, was incorporated him in the drawing room. Kobayashi boy, cheeks like apples, blushing conspicuously, according to the place told to bounce breath, around 5 o'clock in the evening, saying that it is used from the Akechi. A single of the car came to pick up Fumio's. In Hiseki of Akechi, there is urgent business, ask the out soon, because I have a simple letter that she is otherwise suspect place without, was writing in the car. But Kobayashi boy, whether the incest were known, threatening letters and daytime bandits, that Akechi went in mind the cliff out. There was no specification in the mood, but sought to stop the Fumios. So not me Toria, hurt the German mind, and has put off the running away car. Just fortunately, empty taxi single to there was passing by. Kobayashi boy, suddenly causing the childlike detective mind, hailed the automobile. It has become willing to see by tailing the car of Fumio's. The car Fumio has stopped is in chrysanthemum doll raising of the curtain just was before the two countries Kokugikan. Kobayashi boy of the taxi, because it was delayed as much as Hamachi. He stopped the car in the same place. When you descend, did not appearance of Fumio already around that, captures the driver that she came to put. When viewed fast, Fumio is brought to the man who entrusted a letter to the driver. It was a reply that he just walked to now Kokugikan. On hearing the man of their appearance, because not like very much Akechi, Kobayashi boy finally increased the suspicion. He entered the hall to buy the ticket, beginning the girl of Wicket, keeper of the chrysanthemum-shaped puppet, such as in the shop of the merchant, although it is traveling around to hear one and all, even though the sense that through the beauty of couture seems Fumio was her where you are, did not know anyone. By the time I came to the exit to cycle through the halls, there is no person who saw the other Fumio. Ticket receipt of the guards also. Here only an hour. A woman of such couture as that unexpected pass. That Fumio's still the unexpected only be considered to have somewhere in the field. So Kobayashi, further, to the inlet to the contrary from the exit, but was seen walking while looking between the haunts of the crowd. Unexpected find absolutely. Akechi is to be strange call to a place like the Fumio. First, if there is urgent business, without asked such as an automobile, or not should things live on the phone, and, even looking so much, also because unexpected find Fumio of that standout clothes. Not what Yara just that. So, Kobayashi boy, from the own work phone outside of the Kokugikan, looking for a listen number of objective have been field Yanagia. Processing as seen over the phone. Sure enough, Akechi was found that you were in the same house. Therefore, in order to consult the treatment of finishing up carefully, it is because came immediately. Because the man who calls the Fumios is surely one of the subordinate of Okada. No way. Okada is in that face. So does not have is supposed to appear into the crowd. Mitani, youth is the turn of the offender. It got extremely in Michi Hiko Okada. Well, let's do, to just wish our incidents control. The one who called Fumio's gone in accordance with the kind eyes. He is. Would to that terrible that what? Shizuko also. The Nayamashiki eyebrow might otherwise be. And more frown. Sadly, muttered to Harada Tashiup. Fumio-san. You should know well my Hiseki. because extent that he has been cheated. Fake letter of pirates would have made to a large extent to skillfully. Chrysanthemum-shaped puppet. Oh, that guy of Kangatsuki likely thinks such. Thief is possibly, and the Kokugikan, the headquarters. Terrible evil perhaps, or in corporate Orchida, is called the atelier of the corpse sculptured group. Called the individual, the second floor of the Buddha. Now so Kokugikan of Chrysanthemum doll and to the guy of crime. Strangely, are you wearing luck dolls? Akechi was standing up in the state of very disturbing. I now immediately must be seen to go to Kokugikan. Is that the killer is in accordance with a kind of eyes Fumio? Possibly. Might be unexpected in time anymore. Well, good. He is followed by a Kobayashi boy. He had come out to the outside of the other door. Note that Mitani's the second floor of the study. After all, the Dorte deadline. Everyone should be in such unexpected fall to Scorbe. As a not never even people of the servants default to that room. Please pass good severely, if you bad, it might happen to be. Such is also involved in the life of the people. Quote, Akechi is and Mitani forego, while walking down the hallway, repeatedly, noted it. Woman detective, for Fumio's lover Kogoro Akechi instruction. It was an absolute thing. Once from Dokushu of Kaikoku that has been referred to as magician. There is Save the Dead. I love on it, by somehow. For what purpose? Such a thing is not the place to ask. If rough in life of Akechi, it dives even into the fire. He stopped Kobayashi boy. Should that did not stop. She is without processing any hesitate. Rode in an automobile of the pick. Then, the destination is, I think, also unexpected depend. Even when you know that it is the Kokugikan of the two countries. Did not terribly cradling mi. Daily, detective assistant accustomed to the outlandish things. In national sport Tatame, and get off the car. A strange man of one person. Had been waiting for her. He prepared a decent 2 tickets. Going into the wicket stand before. Black suit, black jacket, black sock. Sober fute had dressed in black. The collar turned up the mantle. Lower the eaves of the software. On which in the manner conceal the face. In a big black glasses. For the mask to hide until the nose. Even the unexpected no clearly appearance. Looking at the place to walk toddler. There is also like a great old werewolf with the demeanor. Even unexpected fully hidden to hide. There is also a fearless place. Anything strange person. Because Fumio's assistant Akechi-san. I am you. I am in this time of the incident. But is what is working in conjunction with the Akechi-san. Now Akechi-san. In this. If you are watching a certain person. An inch because the thing which is not tied up. I came to your mukai. It is a Toromono. Entered the wicket. And walk a little. Man. Through the mask. In a very ambiguous tone. It was a self-introduction. Fumio is after it has returned the greeting politely. After all Hadaki and Agi's viewed asked. Of course. It is. But I have not yet made known to the police am inside came to the people. Is made noise and a lot of onlookers who. Because it will set a birthday retirement. Man is lowering the voice. Samosa also a tone that big deal. Just with the still electric lights. And the afterglow of the sun. And the electric lamp. Which cancel each other light. When Dai Wazawai. In it. A man of appearance. Such as the black strange birds. Something that seemed to breeze eerie. So, let meet an early Akechi-san. Fumio was Sichu suddenly that man with no lips. She is in the daytime office. Because he not heard the conversation with Mitani and Akechi. As reader's gentleman is. But did not know of the monster. What has stored a newspaper article. Somehow, man standing in front of the now th. It was feel like that or not as in the mystery thief. No, you do not have that section. Thief Icer watching is Mr. Akechi. Was also another catches us good. About it, I must unexpected you but to borrow your power. In other words, a beautiful woman of charm it is a guy that. Fortunately, The other party may not know your face. So, not your exaggerated commotion in your assistance. The burglar out of the hustle and bustle. You mean Uobakidaso. While two people whisper in Boso, as of the cochlea of the shell was bent round, the wooden pathway walked to the back. On both sides, a variety of scene of the chrysanthemum-shaped puppet is, rather than a beautiful, rather creepy, in a grotesque feeling, had side by side, and it is fragrance of sob convulsively chrysanthemum. Fumio was no longer gradually believe in the words of the man. Terrible doubt, like the black cloud, had sprung flock in the mind, and bing, she is, it just because, like when you run away, not without sissy, she or the daughter of the bear in the name Kaikoku, magician. A Japanese-made woman Vidaku if called Wakashi this man, if they're monsters no example of the lips. Then there is no one unexpected erected take credit for unexpected expected. She rather was delighted with this good opportunity. Show me to have been Hakara. Ploy should strike the enemy te retirement is, at this time, was already welling up in his breast. Enough to go. The stage of the chrysanthemum-shaped puppet is, it became a large scale for each one. Ninori of railing Bibi Ishiku. The five-storied pagoda just look up or soaring. Tens of length of Lu over the overhanging cliff. Artificial Takitsusi. Large mountain ranges of tension blobbing. Dim Sugi Inami tree. Bamboo grove. A large pond. Deep valley bottom. There is natural to the lush green leaves. Fragrant chrysanthemum. And, of countless eyelid all. The inside of that large iron umbrella. Or climb. Or down. Mazed to paraphrastic excess bent. Some point is, Hatcham and bush ignorance like a become a dark grove. To awaken in the mirror trick? Left over until the ghost Anaru. The old days of the Meiji. Was popular. Panorama Hall. Diorama Hall. Maze. Was destroyed Satewa a few years ago. The same as such as Asakusa of the 12th floor. Retrospective nostalgia. In Ikemono. And messy. Something on every corner. Likely have been hidden secret to scaring. Anyo mysterious charm. If you're looking to modern Tokyo, would perhaps a chrysanthemum doll of this Kokugi-kan, like the ghost of China's hat, large to damn, yet old-fashioned large building itself. It is already Meiji basis grotesque. To be continued. Thank you for your viewing. If you like, please subscribe to the channel. I am very encouraged.